Blue whales are the largest animals we've ever witnessed roam the earth at current times. These amazing sea mammals are known to weigh over 200 tons and grow up to 100 feet long. They are the rulers of the ocean. There is not one single creature that can beat them. How? Well, let's just say that only their hearts alone are as big as a 4-seater truck. Keep on watching to discover some facts that only a few people know about these mesmerizing blue whales. Before we start, we post videos like this each day, so make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bar to get notified on our next uploads. They do not feed off of anything if it isn't tiny. Even though blue whales have massive dimensions, they are quite unusual when it comes to feeding themselves. These whales do not feed off of any kind of animal except for krill, which are really small sea creatures that are similar to shrimp. But do not let the tiny body of krill fool you, because these massive whales are eating them non-stop throughout the day. The research has found that the average adult blue whale eats roughly 4 tons of krill every single day. These kinds of whales are part of the baleen whale species, which means that unlike most whales, they have some fringe plates that are attached to their upper jaw called baleen. They do resemble teeth in a way, but are built completely out of fingernail material. This is strange, but it makes sense, since blue whales do not feel the need to bite when they eat. The way they consume krill is by gulping a pool of water. This makes their throat and belly expand to their full capacity. Then, thanks to the blue whale's giant tongue, that can be as big as an elephant by the way, these creatures can let the water all through the overlapping thin baleen plates they have in their mouth. These plates make sure that the krill do not get released into the ocean when the blue whale is letting the water out. These small creatures are then swallowed by the whale as a meal. Blue whales are not blue in color. Okay, so you might be a bit confused by now because throughout this whole video, you have witnessed with your own 2 eyes that these whales are blue in color. However, this isn't technically true. These creatures appear blue because the water reflects on their skin. Scientists that have studied these massive creatures have concluded that their skin is more of a grayer color, while their bellies have more of a yellowish tint to them. The yellowish color is the result of many microorganisms that use the whale's skin as their home. Another interesting fact about these sea creatures is that their body is shaped like an eel. Their head is flat, and if you take in the whole thing from top to bottom, you can see that the body is structured in a triangular form. They use their vocal cords to find their way in dark ocean depths. Blue whales live in every corner of the world's oceans, except the Arctic. They don't really like that ice. They don't like living in extreme cold waters because krill is scarce, and remember, they need 4 tons of that thing. Whales travel at 5 to 20 miles per hour depending on the occasion, and they migrate throughout the year depending on the season it is. When summer arrives, they go north in slightly cooler waters, and as soon as winter arrives, they spend most of their time roaming around the equator. These mammals are also masters of vocalization. They release moans, groans, and pulses to communicate with other whales that are up to 1,000 miles away from them. Many studies suggest that these creatures do not only use these vocals to communicate with others of their kind, but they also use them to navigate the ocean whenever they are swimming in lightless and deep waters. Blue whale calves gain 200 pounds every day. Newborn blue whales are the world's largest creatures. After developing in their mother's belly for a year, they emerge already weighing around 3 tons and being over 25 feet long. These baby whales eat nothing except for drinking their mother's milk for over up to 2 years. They get fed with milk this long to get concentrated fats, so that they can develop a thick layer of blubber when they grow up. During the feeding period, calves usually gain about 200 pounds a day. The milk also leads these mammals to live a healthier and longer life. Depending upon the layers of a deceased whale's wax-like skin, scientists can guess the age of a whale. From the research made, these animals have an average lifestyle of about 80 to 90 years old, which is similar to the lifespan of a human. The oldest blue whale ever to be discovered was 110 years old. Whale oil has nearly sent them to the brink of extinction. In the early 1900s, people didn't care about the whole animal extinction thing, and the negative impact it had on the animal kingdom, which by the way includes us humans too. People started massively hunting blue whales after they found out they can produce whale oil out of these blue whales. Almost 360,000 blue whales were slaughtered in 60 years. Realizing that they were on the verge of extinction, the government decided to finally put them under protection in 1966 by releasing the International Whaling Commission. However, since the massive killings of whales occurred, whales have had a hard time getting their numbers up because being so low in number makes it hard for them to find a proper partner to mate with. Many think that their slow growth in number has also occurred because of their predators, but they do not have a lot of predators to deal with. There have been a few reports of these animals falling victim to killer whales and unexpected shark attacks, but their number one predator is still humans. Every year, blue whales get severely injured or even die from the harsh impacts they have with big transporting ships. Some of them are also slaughtered from time to time for commercial purposes. Whales are thought to be bigger than any species that has ever lived, including dinosaurs. Just like we mentioned at the beginning of the video, blue whales are the largest animal that that we have ever witnessed. But according to scientists, they are the only species on Earth to have ever been this big. If we were to compare them, they go as long as 3 American school buses, and most of their organs are the largest in the animal kingdom. Its mouth alone can hold more than 100 people. Just imagine how much its stomach can hold. Oh, and remember when we said that their heart weighed as much as a truck? Well, that is only 0.2% of their whole body weight. Interestingly enough, these creatures have the smallest brain, weighing roughly 7 pounds. The reason why they have small brains remains unclear to this day, but scientists guess that it is because they were once land-living mammals. They used to have average body proportions around 50 million years ago, but because they started living in salt water, their bodies started growing out of proportion. A blue whale's skin is as unique as a human fingerprint. Not much was known about blue whales before humans started hunting them in the late 19th century and early 20th century. Now researchers have gained more information about their behavior and their characteristics. Scientists have discovered that every blue whale has a unique skin pattern, and it is possible to detect them from one another just like humans do using their fingerprints. Because of their big size, the unique skin pattern of a blue whale can be easily recognizable from a clear photo taken of them. Their gray skin is filled with details including scars from the past, aging lines, and more. Blue whales have the loudest voices in the world. Even though we are incapable of hearing them from underneath the water, these mammals have one of the loudest recorded voices in the world. Believe it or not, they are even louder than a jet engine going at 185 decibels. This is one of the main reasons why blue whales can communicate with each other over 1,000 miles away. Blue whales even sing to women in mating season. These long songs can be heard from many miles across the ocean. They are holding their breath whenever they are underwater. Even though these creatures live under the water, it is a must for them to come out of the water and breathe air. This is because they aren't exactly fish. They are mammals that have adapted to living in salty waters, thus making them appear more like fish. Most of you might be aware that they use blowholes to do this. Because their blowhole is massive, they can hold a lot of oxygen in, which explains why they can hold their breath for that long underwater. When these creatures reach the surface of the ocean, they exhale out the air they've been holding in the form of pressurized vapor that rises almost 30 feet high. Because they need to keep breathing during their sleep, they have adapted conscious breathing. This means that these blue whales sleep by taking turns resting one part of their brains while keeping the other part of their brain awake. This is done to prevent them from drowning. Which of these facts shocked you the most? Let us know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all for watching. See y'all in our next upload.